are starting to stream up. We starting to stream up. We are starting to stream up. Time to talk to my people. I'm trying to talk to my people, y'all. I gotta let me figure out how to do this again. It's been a minute. It's been a little minute. Hold on, y'all. It's been a little minute. Let me get my shit good. All right then, we live. Let's do it. All right then, we live. Let's do it. Shit. All right, let's get it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. It's your boy Elevator Viper, aka King Reginald. We back on my streaming shit because it's been a minute since I got to talk to all you wonderful people who may or may not be here with me right now. What's good? So, a lot of recent developments, a lot of life been happening. Life just been hitting a little too hard lately, you feel me? So, these motherfuckers had to recuperate and get back to their former selves after life been boxing me up real good. I ain't gonna lie. That motherfucker life got hands. Life got hands. And it hurt to fight back, but sometimes you gotta fight back because otherwise you just land on your back and taking it. And why would you do such a thing, right? Right? That sounds crazy. Why would you just let somebody fuck you up? I couldn't do it. Could never be me. But anyway, we gonna talk about Andor today because Andor season 2 just dropped, and I ain't gonna lie, it had a 3-episode premiere, which Disney been doing a lot lately with their new TV shows. They come out with 3 or 4 episodes. I think that's starting to be the new norm, honestly. I'm cool with that because I'm tired of fucking waiting. And as a matter of fact, the first 3 episodes they came out with was some bangers, straight bangers. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was crazy. They had Cassian going crazy. They had his little family. They got their side missions, and they brought back some side characters from season 1 that I didn't think I cared about. Right? I didn't even think I gave a fuck. But after watching them and their little side shit, I was like, y'all pretty cool. I'll fuck with y'all. But the first thing I want to talk about is Andor season 1. Right? We ain't about to like break down season 1. Right? We just gonna talk about the first 3 episodes of season 2. But season 1 was the setup for this season, and now it's a little time skip at the beginning of season 2. So instead of starting off right where we left off Cassian, where he escaped from the prison, I forgot what the prison was called, on the one planet, they jumped straight a year ahead or whatever, and we like on our rebellion shit. We doing rebellion shit. It starts off, my man already at an Imperial base, he gotta steal a TIE fighter. First job of season 1, steal a TIE fighter, right? They get the plan popping, whatever, right? Everything going smooth. He get in the ship, take out the security droids and some more shit, right? He in that bitch. He won. We out. Why this motherfucker don't know how to fly the TIE fighter? Bruh. Hold on, y'all. My bad. Spoiler alert. This motherfucker cannot fly a TIE fighter, my boy. I'm looking at him. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And it kind of dawned on me, right? Listen, they showed a little close-up inside the TIE fighter. It's a lot of buttons. It's a lot of buttons, switches, levers, and levers. Listen, that motherfucker pressed the button and some more buttons came out. I was like, oh shit, wait. I couldn't fly that shit. But Cassian figured that shit out. And even though his escape was less than clean, he still got up through. My man got up through with the TIE fighter. He was pursued, right? Because he caused the ruckus. So he got the TIE fighter, but when he was leaving, he caused the ruckus, saw some shit up, crashed into the wall because he can't fucking fly. It was all crazy. The plan started to go into shit. It was wild. I ain't gonna lie. It was actually real. It was comedy for real. But the plane started to go to shit, and we could see the plane in real time go to shit. So the plane goes to shit, but he still makes an escape. My man gets out, and they send some other fighters after him immediately. Sat. We get some Star Wars, we get some airship battles, spaceship battles. Spaceship battles? The fuck are they called? Spaceships, I thought, right? They're ships. Spaceships, yeah. Spaceship battles. We had a little spaceship battle on the planet, not in space. Gotta clarify that. We had a little spaceship battle, and fucking, I guess they thought they took out Cassian because they just stopped giving a fuck. I think they blasted him and he fell into a cavern, right? And I guess they just was like, oh, we killed him. No search party, no nothing. So he continues to fly on the planet. because he's got to meet a guy to drop the TIE fighter off, because this is a whole insurgent deal, right? So he's got to drop a guy. He's got to drop the ship off to a guy, and they leave together. He gets to the fucking rendezvous point. Homie ain't even there. Some randoms then iced the homie. So he pulled up. He just hears somebody yelling in the bushes, "Hey, we about to light your ass up." He looking like, "Where my nigga at?" They like, "We took his ass out." So now Cassian is in all this bullshit. It's some random rebels that have nothing to do with his rebellion, right? So imagine you got a rebellion, and then there's this other rebellion that's planet specific. It's like we only rebellion for this planet, which is kind of stupid when you think about it, because at the end of the day, it took the whole galaxies, but that's neither here nor there. Obviously, they didn't know that strength in numbers matters. Usually, at the end of most Star Wars projects, they show strength in numbers usually works, you know? Whether it be the end of Episode 9, however terrible that movie was, they pulled up in droves to help Rey out, or, you know, at the end of the original trilogy, what was that? Return of the Jedi. At the end of Return of the Jedi, they had all the ships outside, and Luke and the Emperor was just, watching the fireworks. That wasn't bad. Or, if it was in Revenge of the Sith, the clones, they had a whole army, started wiping out the Jedi. Most of the Jedi died off of the clones, so in Star Wars, it usually comes down to the numbers. Anytime the Jedi get their ass whooped, it's usually because, you know, niggas getting jumped. It's hella droids and shit. Very rarely do people overcome the odds and don't get jumped. Like, Anakin and Obi-Wan, low-key the only motherfuckers who know how not to get jumped. It's kind of crazy. But I digress. Well, they did get jumped, but they fight back. Like, so, this is a moral question. Anybody can answer. Does it count as a jumping if you beat everybody's ass? Because, like, if it's 3-on-1, obviously, you getting jumped, right? But if you beat all three of their asses, did you get jumped? Technically you did, but did you? I don't know. I'm just curious. Semantics, right? I don't know. But, where was I at? Oh, yeah. So, they had the fucking numbers game on this nigga. And so there's just some random rebels on the planet. Random rebels. Cool. They start pressing down on Cassian. Like, who the fuck are you? Because he, obviously, right? I skipped a little detail. He was in the TIE fighter uniform. He posing as a TIE fighter undercover. Duh. And they like, nah, you the ops. So they lock him down, keep him prisoner, and then fucking he chilling with these niggas for a couple days. But we got to go to the side story, because there's two other side stories popping off right now. The side story that relays directly to Cassian, which is like probably the driving point for the first 3 episodes, was his chick, Bix, and he had 2 homies from season 1. They own this random planet. They never named the planet. I guess Disney getting lazy and they don't care about naming their planets no more, because they know motherfuckers gonna do their homework and start looking shit up, and then, you know, niggas get putting puzzles. When you start putting puzzles together and the picture don't look right, you know, people hop on YouTube and start acting crazy and start talking shit about your shit. So I guess that's why they didn't name the planet. But anywho, fucking he had his homies on the planet and they chilling. We gonna come back to them. We don't listen for another episode and a half. Low key, they ain't doing much of nothing, right? They just fugitives, normal Star Wars shit, right? So the other side story that really matters is Mon Mothma and I forgot dude's name. That's crazy. I don't know how I forgot. Well, that's because he don't use his real name. But I'm about to, you know what? Hold on, y'all. I'm about to look up his name, because I don't know, remember his name, and it's kind of bugging me that I don't know his name. His name is Luthen. Luthen, that's his name. All right, so the homie Luthen and Mon Mothma, they chilling on Coruscant, right? Season 1, Mon Mothma needed some help with debts and banking, right? We remember that she went to her friend. I think his name was Tay. Not 100%. I'm pretty sure it's Tay. So, she's like, I'll promise an introduction with my daughter, your friend's son, blase, blase, blah. This is a year ahead. So now it's a year ahead. Now she's married. They're engaged to be married. Her daughter's about to come of age. She's like 15, 14, I think, right? Probably 15, 16 at this time. If she's coming of age, Disney probably want to keep that until, who knows. But, her daughter's getting married and she ain't feeling it. She didn't even want her daughter to get married in the first place, but she needed the banks for the rebellion. So, Mon Mothma's dealing with all of that, but as she's dealing with that, her homie Tay come up and he like, yo, my wife just divorced me. Fucking probably took all his money. He done made some bad investments. He in gambling debt. He talking about some, yeah, I know you got that rebellion and shit popping off, but I'm starting to feel undervalued type shit. On some extortion shit, right? Just trying to extort shorty. So obviously that nigga Luthen super spying shit, right? He's seen it from across the room. He watching. That nigga watching everything. I ain't gonna lie, that nigga Luthen crazy. He an animal. He is what do they call it? He's an accelerationist, right? So I read that on Facebook somewhere. Accelerationist. And that's because, it's always motherfuckers who start shit, right? You can start shit. But it be niggas who, I see you don't like shawty, or I see you don't like bro. So I'ma just do little shit to egg y'all on, but at the same time, I'm not doing it directly, right? See, on some nigga shit, right? When niggas are interacting and they see like somebody else and them having an argument, right? They goat you on and make it worse, right? They antagonizing, right? They antagonize. But Luthen's different, right? He antagonizing, but it's on the low. Not only is it on the low, but you won't even know why you hating the motherfucker you hate, right? So like, let's say you just dislike bro over here, right? You dislike bro. Luthen come over here. Hey, he called you mama bitch. Hey, I swear I thought he said he hates your people, right? Type shit like that. And he just be getting shit to go. He be stirring the pot extra hard so shit get cooking sooner than it's supposed to be ready. And that's why he be wilding. But he watching a nigga extort his shorty and he like, hey, I mean, she ain't his shorty, but they work together. He like, hey bro, what's bro on? And she tell him or whatever. And he looking at her like, you weren't gonna tell me, huh? You was gonna keep this a secret. Somebody threatening to expose the rebellion. And listen, right? At first, I wasn't with Luthen. At first, I was like, yo, you kind of bugging. You don't need to body your homie. He just extorting shorty a little bit. But when you put it into perspective, you got to put it into perspective, right? Listen, this is Star Wars. Star Wars universe takes everything to the extreme. When I say that, this is what I mean. They sent Cassian himself to jail just for existing. This nigga just existed. Granted, he was a fugitive and they called him up on some shit that had nothing to do with him, right? But that's how a lot of motherfuckers get arrested, like Al Capone. It's like, you should have been arrested, but we're gonna arrest you for some bullshit that ain't got shit to do with you. Anyway, that nigga got arrested just for existing. He was in jail, had to whole escape and everything, right? Whole escape. And I say all that to say, like, what do you think they gonna do to you when they find out that you was a part of this rebellion, right? Like, about to get to the fourth side story. Like, in season 1, this chick Deirdre, she was pressing down on Ferrix because she was like, I know these rebels is here, I'm pressing down, and you niggas about to get cooked. What's up? She was pulling up, and fucking, that's just to go to show everything is extreme. Motherfucker, a stormtrooper gets shot or something, they pull in a full ass invasion. They don't even give a fuck. They pull up with the starships, the TIE fighters, they add attacks. They be fucking they be like, what's up? I heard you smoked my boy, what's good? They got listen, the Empire wants all the smoke and they don't give a fuck. They really don't. It's fucking crazy. It's literally insane. But that's my favorite thing about the Empire is they just want smoke. And they don't give a fuck. Who are you? Jedi? Boom. Gone. Who are you? Bounty hunter? Come work for us. No? Boom. You gone. Like, you gotta teeter the line. Listen, right? And one of the biggest reasons why I love Andor as much as I love it, right, is it humanizes the Empire. And when I say it humanizes the Empire, right, so back in the late 80s, early 2000s, when Star Wars was first coming out, right, hold on, y'all, I'm about to tilt my shit up a little bit. I don't know if y'all can tell what I did. Hold on. Maintenance check. There we go. So, fucking, where was I at? Talking about the original trilogy back in the day. Damn, I lost my train of thought with that shit. That's crazy. That's real crazy. Oh shit, I could just look this up. Hold on, y'all. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm about to pull it up because I lost my train of thought and I need to remember that shit. Man, I can't even rewind or nothing. Man. Alright, whatever. We talking about Star Wars. Original trilogy. I was on the original trilogy, right? What happened in the original trilogy? Because that shit was gas. Damn. I lost my train of thought. Niggas need to start taking notes and shit. Crazy. Got me a notepad now. For next time. You know, it's been a minute since I streamed. I don't know. I just be yapping. So, hey, a notepad, I guess. Whatever. But, fucking yeah. Fucking. Oh, that's what it was. Alright. I remember. I think we was talking about Deirdre. Deirdre. I think that's her name. Whatever. We're going to talk about the third side story. And this is the side characters where I didn't think I gave a fuck about. But it turns out they're actually interesting characters, right? So, Deirdre was the ISB agent in season 1 who was pressing down on Ferrix, right? White chick. She looked like a bitch. Panty stockings in a bunch, right? Not cool. Like, oh, I remember where I was at before I go on the side story about the side stories. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Look. So, the reason I love Star Wars, right, is because it humanizes the Empire. And when I say it humanizes the Empire, right, so, back in the early 90s, or late 90s, early 2000s, the Empire was just Vader and the Emperor and Tarkin, right? The Stormtroopers was a bunch of randoms, mindless killing machines. They shoot, they can't hit shit, that's all they're there for, right? So, and the, like, OG back in the day, the only niggas that really mattered in the Empire was Tarkin, Vader, and Emperor in reverse order of importance, right? So look, we got people in Andor, like Cyril and Deirdre, who are just normal people. They're not Jedis, not a bounty hunter, not no spice runners, no pirates, no nothing. Just normal people, right? Living life. Motherfuckers got jobs and some more shit, right? So, in season 1, Cyril was a fucking loser. A nobody living at home with his mom. And then, all the shit that happened with Cassian, he started to investigate and start to do some extra shit so he can press down on niggas, right? Trying to press down. And, I mean, it works to an extent, but he ended up fucking a bunch of shit up, and it fizzled out into nothing. But, Deirdre was on the same path he was on. He kind of helped her out a little bit, and I guess at some point they linked up, but, none of that really. So, when they linked up, it wasn't like they was cool or nothing. She literally was like, stop fucking with this shit, go away. He was like, nah, I think I'm gonna press on, right? I'm gonna press the issue, which he shouldn't have. But fast forward to season 2 a year later, they together. They fucking around, which is cool. And I'm like, oh, okay, Cyril. But to my point about humanizing the Empire, right? So they just normal niggas who got jobs. We forget that the Empire is actually just the government of the universe, or I guess the galaxy. It's the government of the galaxy. And granted, people in the galaxy, each planet has its own civilization and shit. You still under the Empire, so you gotta follow the Empire rules. And niggas just wanna make a nice living wage and, you know, do the shit we doing. Niggas wanna follow their dreams or chill with their homies. And in order to do that, you gotta have a job. And working for the Empire is a pretty solid job. Working for the government is a fire job, right? So, when you see the shit that goes on behind the scenes of the Empire, it starts to make you think a little bit, because you got niggas like Cyril, right? Then when you pull up, when they first show us what Cyril's job looks like, bro, it's a bunch of fucking, it's, first of all, it's white, right? One thing about the Empire, all their buildings, it's like the cleanest, most sanitary things ever. You wouldn't even see a spot of dust, a speckle of dirt. You'd never see that shit, right? It's just a bunch of computer consoles, right? Some circle computer consoles on some Batman shit in a big room. So not only does it take away your individualization, but also your privacy and shit. So even if you are doing your job or you on your computer looking for some shit, right? Because mostly it was like banking, following money trails, and just shit like that. So you sitting there for however long a day, every day, like, it gives you a sense of normalcy, because that's the kind of shit we do. We sit at a computer desk, looking at computers all day, working and shit, doing what? Some random shit for the government. Then we don't even know how it works. Who knows? We don't. We just do our job to get money so we can go party on the weekend. That's all. That's it. So, when I seen that nigga Cyril doing, and he got fired from his job at the whatchamacallit, I was like, damn. Who cares? He's just some random imp, right? Imperial. Imp is short for Imperial. He's just some random imp. But then, you know, they go to a scene where he chilling at home with his mom, having dinner, and seeing the way his mom talked to him, and seeing the way he reacts to his mom, it's just kind of crazy. I see we got another viewer. What's up, viewer? Type something in the chat for me. Come talk to me. You feel me? What's up? But just to see him interact with his mom was fucking crazy because, bro, his mom was such a fucking bitch. She literally at the dinner table belittling him, telling him he's shitty at his job, basically telling him to give up and shit. Like, if that was my mom, I'd probably want to fucking leave too. And in season 2, him and Deidre are living together or whatever, and his mom got to come visit. Hey, and I'm gonna get to the deer, and I guess this side story about humanizing the Empire led into the side story of the side story. But fucking this chick Deirdre, I was not fucking with her, but she a bad bitch, and I don't mean as traditionally bad bitch, like as in looks and she all thick and shit. Nah, that's a bad bitch. You do not want to fuck with this bitch. Exhibit number 1, right? Season 1, she did all that shit. She basically invaded a planet just to find this nigga Cassian, right? Failed. Obviously, she didn't get in trouble and she didn't lose her job because she found like paper trail, but she couldn't find the nigga. She found the paper trail, but she couldn't find Cassian or Luthen, right? So she didn't get fired. She got promoted, in fact, right? This bitch gets a job. One of the first jobs that we see the Empire, like in live action, right? One of the first jobs we see the Empire do of like exterminating a planet. So the dude Krennic from Rogue One, he brings a bunch of these ISB agents into a room, right? They all together chilling. He's like, if you in here, you got clearance. If your superior or anybody ask about this shit, they don't have clearance. If they not in the room, they ain't got clearance. Cool, right? This nigga starts playing a video, right? It's like one of those, the videos they show you for like a timeshare or like go vacation here type shit, right? They show the video. They watching the video, talking about some silk mines and how there's some special rocks or something. And then this nigga Krennic literally goes, yeah, we gotta empty the planet and basically not racketeering. What is it? Frack. We gotta frack the planet for the core. And then they're like, won't the people die? He's like, yeah, planet destabilization is imminent. So like, we gotta try to do this while also swaying public opinion to think these guys are dickheads, while also getting the resources we need from this planet. So at the same time, not only are they stealing resources from a planet and destabilizing it to, not to kill it on purpose, but essentially they're killing a planet, but also they're making the rest of the galaxy hate this planet for their personal reasons, right? They are making the rest of the galaxy hate this planet just so they can steal the resources. So you killing the planet, you stealing the resources, and then you swaying public opinion to hate the planet. That's so crazy for your government to do. Like, could you just imagine if America was like, you know, we don't fuck with Texas no more. So we gonna start putting on the news stations, Texas is shitholes, and everybody in Texas is racist and they suck, right? And then the government pulls up to Texas and just starts taking all the barbecue and shit. So at a certain point, there ain't nothing left in Texas besides people who are upset they ain't got no barbecue left. So you go to Texas and go visit, niggas ain't got no barbecue. They didn't take all the fun shit away. You're like, damn, this how you niggas living? And obviously they mad because they living in the shit. So now you got to feel the heat from them and they don't fuck with you no more. And then you're like, damn, the propaganda was right. These niggas are some assholes. And that's how the whole train gets rolling. And that's how they gonna steal the resources from the planet. But the whole thing is, Deidre don't even want the job. She's like, this is too much. I don't want to like do all this effort and some crazy shit can happen, right? But little do we know on the outside, we get to episode 3 or the end of episode 2, this bitch already got a plan. She already know what time it is. She like, I didn't want to say nothing, but I got a plan to destabilize this planet on the low. And it's kind of crazy because the way they talk about it like it's so chill, like it's just some normal shit that they do. Obviously for Krennic, this nigga is building the Death Star, so he been doing shit like this for the past couple years. This is 4 years BBY before the Battle of Yavin. So, is it? Yeah, it's 4 BBY. So, this is like pre-Death Star. This is obviously pre-Rogue One because it's Cassian. So, this is literally before Rogue One, and he just killing planets, wiping them out. It's just so wild. Kind of like how they did Camino. I know a lot of people didn't watch The Bad Batch, but The Bad Batch was heat. I love me some Bad Batch. They showed how Emperor Palpatine had the clones created. He had some Kaminoans taken off the planet so they can work on his clones. And then he fucking destroyed the rest of the planet. Fucking laserballed that shit, blew it up, and some more shit. Killed all the other clones too. It was crazy. It was actually like... And it's so crazy because the Empire can definitely be, it can be paralleled with a certain event that happened in World War II, you know? I'm just saying there's similarities between the two army There's similarities between the two regimes. That's all I'm saying. One is loosely based off of the other if you're not paying attention, but a lot of y'all aren't, so, you know, whatever. But I digress. Back to the humanization of the Empire. But I really like the little side story they got between Deirdre and Cyril. Like, I did not think I was going to like Cyril. I didn't think I was going to have myself rooting for, like, a weak bitch-ass nigga. But he kind of cool. It's like, it's just nice to see the flushing out of characters. Because the last couple of Star Wars projects we had, they weren't flushing shit out. It was upsetting. I was disgusted. The Acolyte, fucking garbage. Fucking poor character development. Fucking, I don't know what it's called. Shitty scenery, right? The backgrounds and the landscapes and shit, right? A big part of Star Wars is like the different planets, backgrounds and shit. That shit was trash. The dialogue was trash. All the shit about the Acolyte, fucking garbage. But we're not here to talk about the Acolyte. We're here to talk about Andor, because that shit was heat. And I am a big proponent in supporting good shit. Because let me tell you something, right? And I've learned this. I've learned this in kind of a lukewarm way, to where when you have something good, people will watch it. You make a post or whatever, they'll like the post. But the loudest people are the people who hate shit. They will comment on every video, make their own videos, go to social media, tell their friends about it. When people in this generation hate something, they hate it. And they will go to bat just to fucking tell you that they hate this shit. And it's just so crazy. So we do need more people saying, oh, I liked this and I liked that type shit. Just so Andor itself can be propelled to the front of Star Wars. Because the Acolyte took us down a peg, and the Skeleton Crew was actually pretty decent. I enjoyed Skeleton Crew. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a conversation for another day, though. That's a conversation for another day. I enjoyed Skeleton Crew. Pirates in Star Wars? I love pirates. Who don't like pirates? You feel me? But, yeah. All in all, the first 3 episodes of Andor, pretty solid. I wouldn't say they were perfect, but obviously they weren't terrible. Obviously everything could use a little work, but what do I know? You know, I'm just a fan / supporter who just been watching Star Wars since I was a kid, teenager type shit. I don't know shit. What would I know? So, yeah, I liked Andor. And one of the biggest things I did want to talk about too, about Andor, is Andor is so selfless. Not his name ain't Andor. His name is Cassian. I don't know why I keep doing that. Cassian is so selfless. This motherfucker was stranded in space. Didn't know how to fly a TIE fighter. Like, so in Robot Chicken Star Wars, this is random. Robot Chicken Star Wars, this is a scene where the Death Star gets blown up and Darth Vader is stuck in his TIE fighter and he's just spinning in space for days. They literally did that to Cassian, and he's in space for days, probably hungry as fuck. And he finally makes contact with his handler, and she's like, don't call or go home. Shit's kind of crazy, you know. They having an Imperial audit, so don't go down there. This nigga was like, I don't give a fuck. He learned how to fly that TIE fighter real quick. He learned how to fly the TIE fighter, and he pulled up to the planet. He was like, nah, I'm about to go save my homies. Fuck that. By the time he gets to the planet, I'd say he damn near know how to fucking drive the TIE fighter. He know how to fly the TIE fighter. He doing pretty good. All right, Cassian. You just get to see Cassian grow, like, really quick. You can see him make decisions on the fly, and how he's, like, learning as he's going, like, the shit he needs to know, how to be a leader, how to, like, take this rebel shit to, like, the next level. Just, like, how to be top nigga in the organization. And, you know, watching this kind of upsets me a little bit, because we all know, at the end of the day, he's gonna die. And it's kind of sad that, like, we get to watch all this stuff and fall in love with Cassian. I am thoroughly enjoying watching Cassian work. Like, from season 1 of escaping the prison to season 2 to him stealing the TIE fighter so far. We only got 3 episodes. We 3 episodes in, so I'm just really enjoying watching Andor. And the first 3, they've done a really good job at pacing, dialogue, and just the overall themes and environments of it, you know. It always got to come together. You can't have one without the other. And I'm a really big fan that they are bringing some of old Star Wars back. And when I say old Star Wars, I just mean, like, they're putting an emphasis on scenery. They're putting an emphasis on the worldly things, right? A big thing about Star Wars, for me at least, right? I don't know how everybody else is, but a big thing for Star Wars with me is in Star Wars, whenever you go to a planet, different things happen on the planets, right? So like if you ever go to the Twi'lek planet, I don't even remember what the Twi'lek planet is. Do I even like Star Wars shit? But I'm gonna look it up real quick. How you spell Twi'lek? Something stupid. Ryloth. I was thinking Ryloth in my head. And I couldn't think of Ryloth. I literally in my head, on my tongue in my head, I said Ryloth, but I couldn't get it out of my mouth, if that makes sense, or I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to say it. But on Ryloth, them niggas always in a rebellion. Oh shit, my bad, y'all. Them niggas always in a rebellion. Like they can't stop fighting each other. It's actually kind of crazy. It's actually kind of crazy. They cannot stop fighting each other. And when Thrawn takes over Ryloth, or not takes over, the Empire already owns it, but Thrawn invades Ryloth in Rebels. So like the tribal people, obviously they hate the Empire. And Ryloth is one of those planets where the Empire don't really give a fuck, but we run it, so we still gonna fuck with y'all because this our shit technically, right? So they Thrawn pulled up to Ryloth and was on all his bullshit, and we got to see them explore the planet, go through the Badlands, the jungles and shit. It was just, I really enjoy the scenery and just like the small details of shit, of just throwing it in Star Wars just so we can experience, like, it makes us feel like we on a different planet. That's what Star Wars is supposed to be about, feeling like you on a different planet. That's the important part. But shit, I really enjoyed Andor. I really did. But shit, I think that's all for me. I think I'm done yapping. I got that. I needed to get that off my chest because I really enjoyed Andor, and I really want everybody to watch Andor. Not only because I like it, but because I want Star Wars to be propelled. I need this new Star Wars that's good, the good Star Wars shit. I need that shit to go beyond the moon because I want more. Listen, right? I'm the type of nigga there. I don't care. We had some trash. Like, we put our hand in there. We pulled out an apple. Had a good apple, went in there again, pulled out a bad apple. You know, sometimes you pull out a bad apple, and sometimes that shit nasty and mushy. You ain't gotta eat it. Throw that shit to the side. Go in for another one. And granted, a lot of times lately, this is becoming more and more frequent. Hopefully, it starts to get less frequent. But we're pulling out a lot of bad apples. But the apples, they starting to taste better, and I will definitely say Andor was fire. I'm enjoying the first 3 episodes. I enjoyed season 1, and you know, looking forward to talking about it with y'all some more. But I'm about to hop off of here. I just want to do a quick little shebang bang. You feel me? Follow me everywhere at Elevator Viper. It's your boy King Reginald. You know, make sure if you on YouTube, you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you know, you interacting with me, so you know we could talk and have some discourse online. You know, I'm always on that shit. But holla at your boy. Peace.